Hi, welcome to Tech Guide AY, a channel for tutorial and tricks. Today we are going to see how to create our Google form for survey and quiz. We'll try to explore all the question types in Google Forms. So let's move on. To get our video, make sure you subscribe and press the bell icon. So let's get started. So to start with, we need to go to forms.google.com. So as you can see, Google Forms doesn't ask me for email and password. So I have already logged in my account. And if you have previously made any forms, it will be available here. So you can find a template gallery here. So you can see a different pre-built templates are available. So you can choose from here, or you can start your own from blank. So we are going to see from a blank form. So now this is a Google form. By default, a question has been added. You see a form name is untitled form, and obviously the form page name is untitled form. So going to give some name here first. So it could be a survey or quiz. So on what we are trying to build. So we want to give some name to this form. So simply click here and it will be copied to here. Now first we need to know a common options that are available for all questions. So clicking on this question, we can see a basic common option. So required. So when clicking this, it becomes mandatory to give this answer. Another is copy. If you had made a bigger question with like different question type and you need to copy, so simply you can make a duplicate here. If you want to remove, just press delete. And if you need to add like more description, so you can add a description here. So you can have a description. So description will make a question shorter, so you can provide a small question and everything would be in a description. So going to start with some basic questions like email address. We want to collect an email address of the respondent. So we can make it like required. It is already required. Response validation, if you want to add, so you can add this one also. So we are going to add another question. So simply add question and here full name. So automatically the set answer is selected, so do not need more. Okay, required. So now going to add another question. So add question. Which app is shown in figure? So you can have an option here. It's already a multiple choice question, so you can add a multiple choices here. So I'm giving a Google form, Google Docs, Google Sheet, Google Site. And okay, for the question we are thinking of having an image, so you can click here image, and you can have an image from uploading from your computer, by your camera, by URL, photos of your like account from your Google Drive, or you can simply search through Google. So going to search Google Sheet. So icon here, so you can add this one, insert. Now the image has been added. So if you want to respond with image itself, like if you have a question of image and if you want to choose that option or answer from the image itself, so you can add the image also. You can have an image here, so Google Sheet. Okay, I'm going to take this one. So the image has been added. So we can see this how it is looking actually. Click on preview and it will open a new tab and it will show things like this. So actually it is taking everything as a photos, so it is getting a space here, so you can add question like this. So okay, going back, so okay, removing this one. So going to see a more question type that is available. So we can see here the question type that are available. If you require a small text, then you can use a short answer. If you need a more described context, then you can use a paragraph. If you have a choice, so out of all you can choose one. If you want to choose more than one option, then the checkbox would be suitable. So another is drop down box. The drop down box is similar to multiple choice. File upload. So if you need to get a file from your response, linear scale, multiple choice grid, checkbox grid. So we will try to explore all those. So going to add another question. So how you rank yourself using technology. So taking a linear scale, so that would be like 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. You can take those. Poor, excellent. Let's see how it look like. So you can see the linear scale is added like this. Going to add another question to show the question type. So let's repeat the same question to add in a different way, and we want to add in a different way, so we can have a multiple choice grid also. So going to a multiple choice grid and adding like a rate yourself and have a like column like 1 poor, 2 average, 3 good, and like 4 excellent. So you can add like more option according to requirement. So now let's see how the multiple choice grid look like. So you can see a multiple choice grid is showing the questions something like this. So let's get back and see how the drop down works. So going to take this question and making a duplicate of this one. Now we have a duplicate question available here. So now the option type, I'm going through a drop down. So you can see the options remain same, but the question type has been dropped down. So let's see how it look like. So you can see here the drop down look like this. So let's get back. So now let's see how to add a question using a checkbox, and one of the tips to add by copying and pasting from the notepad. So going to add a question, and of course my question is here now. So simply I'm copying this question and adding here, and I have an option in a separate line. So I'm just simply taking a checkbox and adding the question. So just I have copy pasted it and it has been available here. So now let's see how it would look like. So here it is. So you can see here in a multiple choice question, only one of those you can choose, but in a checkbox you can add like check more than one. So this is a benefit of having a checkbox. So let's get back. So now taking another question type that we are want to see, that is a multiple choice grid. So what app you prefer most? You're taking the option like Google Sheet, Google Docs, Google Site, Google Form, and you can see this is a row and we can see a column here. So taking as yes, no, or maybe. So let's see how the question look like. Preview, and we can see the multiple choice grid is coming like this, like Google Sheet, yes, no. So you can choose one of those answers in each of the field. So let's get back. So here require a response in each row, so you can make it mandatory. So now let's see another question type, that is checkbox grid. So what's your weekly food menu? So in a row side we want to add a days: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. And in the column segment we want to write the ingredients that we need in a food menu. So rice, pulse, vegetable, mutton, chicken and egg. Now we have already column data, so let's see how it look like. So here is a checkbox grid, so you can have a multiple answer in per row because it is available in checkbox. So let's get back. So now our form is almost ready. So now if you want to make it as a quiz, so go to settings, and in a quiz you have to make this as a quiz. So here you can find a different option. So release grade, so immediately after each submission you can make it this. If you want to manually review and send back the grade, so you can choose either of those according to requirement. Respondent can see their mixed question, they can see their correct answers, they can see their point value, so you can uncheck this one if it is not required. In a general field, so collect email address is necessity. Limit to one response if you want a single respondent to give us single answers. So they can edit or not, see the summary of chart or not, so you can make it available here. So simply save it. So we see, okay, by default the two email address is coming. So sometimes these problems happen because we have already mentioned the email address and again the email address is coming. So simply just remove this one, and from this email address make it this one. So it is now available. So you can change the color here. So you can have a header, you can choose from illustration that is available here. So you can either choose any one of those, insert, and it will be available in a sheet. You can change the font style. By default only the 4 font style is available. Now let's see how it look like. So our form look like this. We can import a question from another Google Sheet. So you can import if you already have made another quiz or another survey, so you can import from there. So if you want to add some title and description that is not a question, so I want to add it below this question, so just simply click on this add your title here and more description. So you have option of image as well as video. If you want to add image, so you can go through upload, you can upload from your drive, so you can search through Google. So going to add some a quiz. Here you can find a so you can give an image name. So this is simply to view itself. You can add a video as well. So you want to add somewhere here video. So you can have a URL. If you already have a URL, you can put that, or you can search through certificate in Google form using AutoCAD. I'm going to add my own video. Now let's see, the video is available. So you can drag and make it more available. So let's see how it look like. So the image is available here and the video is available here. So you can add your content in a Google form, something like this. So coming back, so now if you have a bigger form, so you need to segment in a different page. So for that, okay, currently I'm going to remove this one and this one also. So assume that we need this question. From this question we need another page. So this is looking too big. Add somewhere from before this menu. So just check the previous question from that and add a section. So here we can see a section 2 has been started. You can give another section like checkbox grid or something like this, whatever the name could be. So now let's see how the Google form look like. So we have an email address, full name. So a title we have already added. We have a forms, and see here the checkbox grid is now not seen in this form. Actually it is available in another page. So going next, so email address has been asking for require, so giving some email address, because these two fields have been marked with the star, so it is actually a required field. So I'm not giving another answers, so but still some of the questions are asking for required, like here we see what I prefer, so it is asking. So next we can see checkbox grid and other questions are available in the another page. Now we are able to submit the form. So let's get back and see the remaining. So after adding the quiz here, making this as a quiz, so what we see is the total points available here. So these all the questions available in this form is actually a question and having a point value. So you can see by clicking the question, so everything is holding a value like 0 points. Like this one question is also holding a 0 points. So you can have an answer key and how much point we will need to allocate this one. So I'm adding 2 points, and what will be a correct answer, so you can going to check this one. So this is not seen by a respondent, but after submitting the form by a respondent we can have answers. So done. So this is done. Now you can see 2 points here. So in this also we can add a points, answer key, and we can see a points like 2 points, and answer is Google Sheet. Done. So in this one we are going to have another 1 point, and quality and price we are checking the 2 of the answers. Done. So similarly in this one, answer key, so which could be an answer like yes, yes, yes. So everything we can provide a point. So done. Similarly in a checkbox grid also we can provide answers. So currently we do not have answers, so we can check this one. Sunday it should be at this one and this one, so something like this. So here also we can provide a linear scale. We do not have to choose an answer, but in a multiple choice grid we need to have choose a answer, and of course need to provide a point value both. So after doing this, now we want to send this form to everyone. So for that we can go to send, and we can send to a different respondent using their email address by comma separating it, or we can send through a Facebook or Twitter. So already the subject line has been given, already the message has been given. You can modify this one, so you can have a link here, a shorthand URL that you can share on your social media. So you can have a HTML code that you can add it in your website or blog. So copied URL you can check here, and the server quiz form has been available. So let's give a try by adding some value in the form. So checking one answer as a Google Sheet, this one, next, and randomly giving answers, and submit form. So you can see our score here, view score. So out of 18, 11 has been scored, and what we have given to answer. So you can see the response for a quiz here. Now going through back and want to see here, we can see our responses one available now. So it is showing an insight of the values. So multiple correspondent will be shown here. So now this data need to be recorded or transformed into the another page. So we can do that using a Google Sheet. So just clicking here and creating a new spreadsheet. We are going to link the spreadsheet. So this is a spreadsheet. The values from the Google form has been now collected in this one. So you can see what aspect of services or product more satisfy. So you can check that. So this one. So what aspect? So we are having a checkbox here. So the values are collected in a single cell. So now let's see another questions. What app you prefer most? So for all those available options, so the separate answers are coming. So sometime it would be like a more tedious to collect and analyze those values. Now in the checkbox grid, we can see the values from particular row is coming actually in one cell. And now how you rank yourself, this is a single answer, and here also in a single cell. So this is how we are getting the response from Google Forms. So hope you like the videos. So if you have any problem or queries, you can write it in the comment box, press the like button, and don't forget to subscribe for our latest videos.